According to the National Electrical Code, mobile home feeder assemblies must meet specific requirements. The neutral conductor must be the same size as the phase conductors, as stated in NEC 550.14a. The grounding conductor must be at least the same size as the neutral conductor, but not smaller than 8 AWG copper or 6 AWG aluminum, according to NEC 550.14b. There's an exception for the 4/0/4/02/0-4 feeder assembly. This assembly is specifically designed for use with mobile homes manufactured before June 18, 2007. In this case, the neutral conductor may be reduced in size to 2/0 AWG. The grounding conductor may be 4 AWG copper or 6 AWG aluminum. The reason for this exception is that the reduced size of the neutral and grounding conductors in the 4/0/4/02/0-4 assembly was allowed because of the limited fault current available in older mobile homes. These homes typically had smaller electrical loads and less potential for high fault currents. Since mobile homes manufactured after June 18, 2007 require a full-size neutral and grounding conductor, the 4/0/4/02/0-4 feeder assembly is no longer permitted for new installations. There are some circumstances where downsizing neutral and grounding conductors is permitted, but these do not generally apply to mobile homes. Firstly, when phase conductors are parallel, the neutral and grounding conductors may be downsized in proportion to the parallel conductors. This is found in NEC 310.15b3. Secondly, if harmonic currents are present, the neutral conductor may be sized to handle the additional current. This is explained in NEC 310.15b4. Finally, feeders for emergency systems may have a reduced size neutral conductor according to NEC 700.12b. It's important to note that these downsizing exceptions do not apply to mobile home feeder assemblies unless specifically stated in the NEC. The general rule for mobile homes is to have a full-size neutral and grounding conductor, except for the older installations that utilize the 4/0/4/02/0-4 feeder assembly, as previously mentioned. Let's delve deeper into the specifics of these code requirements. The purpose of the neutral conductor is to carry the unbalanced current back to the source. In a balanced three-phase system, the neutral conductor ideally carries no current. However, in reality, loads are rarely perfectly balanced, and the neutral conductor plays a crucial role in accommodating these imbalances. The grounding conductor, also known as the equipment grounding conductor or EGC, provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, facilitating the operation of overcurrent protective devices such as circuit breakers or fuses. This helps to prevent electrical shock hazards and minimize damage to equipment in the event of a ground fault. The NEC mandates specific sizing requirements for both neutral and grounding conductors to ensure their effectiveness in performing these essential functions. As mentioned earlier, NEC 550.14 stipulates that the neutral conductor in a mobile home feeder assembly must be the same size as the phase conductors, unless the previously discussed exception applies. This requirement is intended to ensure that the neutral conductor can safely carry any unbalanced current that may be present in the system. Similarly, NEC 550.14b requires the grounding conductor to be at least the same size as the neutral conductor, but not smaller than 8 AWG copper or 6 AWG aluminum. This requirement aims to provide a low impedance ground fault path, enabling overcurrent protective devices to quickly clear any ground faults that may occur. The exception for the 4/0/4/02/0-4 feeder assembly is based on the understanding that older mobile homes typically have lower electrical loads and less potential for high fault currents compared to newer homes. These older homes often have fewer appliances and lighting fixtures, resulting in a lower overall demand for electricity. Consequently, the risk of high fault currents is reduced, justifying the use of a smaller neutral and grounding conductor in the feeder assembly. However, it's important to emphasize that this exception applies only to mobile homes manufactured before June 18, 2007. Mobile homes manufactured after this date are required to have a full-size neutral and grounding conductor in their feeder assemblies. This change in the code reflects the increasing electrical demands of modern mobile homes, which often feature a wide range of appliances and electronic devices. In addition to the specific requirements for mobile home feeder assemblies, the NEC also addresses the general issue of downsizing neutral and grounding conductors in other types of electrical systems. As previously mentioned, NEC 310.15b3 allows for the downsizing of neutral and grounding conductors when phase conductors are paralleled. Paralleling conductors is a technique used to increase the ampacity of a circuit by running multiple conductors in parallel instead of using a single, larger conductor. This is often done when the required ampacity exceeds the maximum ampacity of available conductors. When phase conductors are paralleled, the neutral and grounding conductors may be downsized in proportion to the paralleled conductors. For example, if two phase conductors are run in parallel for each phase, the neutral and grounding conductors may be reduced to half the size of the phase conductors. This is because the current in the neutral and grounding conductors will be divided equally among the paralleled conductors. NEC 310.15b4 addresses the issue of harmonic currents and their impact on neutral conductor sizing. Harmonic currents are non-sinusoidal currents that are generated by nonlinear loads such as electronic devices, variable frequency drives, and uninterruptible power supplies. These harmonic currents can cause overheating and other problems in electrical systems if not properly addressed. In some cases, harmonic currents can significantly increase the current in the neutral conductor even in a balanced system. This is because certain harmonic currents, such as the third harmonic, are additive in the neutral conductor. To mitigate the effects of harmonic currents, the NEC allows for the oversizing of the neutral conductor to handle the additional current. The amount of oversizing required depends on the specific characteristics of the harmonic currents present in the system. Finally, NEC 700.12b allows for a reduced size neutral conductor in feeders for emergency systems. Emergency systems are electrical systems that are designed to provide power to essential loads during a power outage. These systems typically include backup generators, transfer switches, and other components that ensure a reliable power supply during emergencies. In some cases, the loads served by emergency systems may be primarily single-phase loads, resulting in a relatively low neutral current. In these situations, the NEC allows for a reduced-size neutral conductor to be used in the feeder supplying the emergency system. However, it's important to note that the specific requirements for sizing the neutral conductor in emergency systems can be complex and may vary depending on the specific application. In summary, the NEC provides specific requirements for sizing neutral and grounding conductors in various types of electrical systems, including mobile home feeder assemblies. These requirements are intended to ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems by providing adequate capacity for carrying unbalanced currents and facilitating the clearing of ground faults. While some exceptions exist for downsizing neutral and grounding conductors in certain situations, it's crucial to carefully consider the specific requirements of the NEC and consult with a qualified electrical professional before making any decisions about conductor sizing. It is always recommended to consult the latest edition of the NEC and local electrical codes for the most up-to-date requirements and interpretations. The NEC is a complex and constantly evolving document, and it's essential to stay informed about the latest changes and updates to ensure compliance and safety. Furthermore, it is highly recommended to seek the advice of a licensed electrical contractor or engineer for any electrical work, especially when dealing with mobile homes or other specialized applications. These professionals have the knowledge and experience to ensure that electrical systems are installed and maintained in accordance with all applicable codes and regulations. In addition to the code requirements discussed above, there are several other important considerations to keep in mind when working with mobile home electrical systems. Firstly, it's essential to ensure that all electrical components and equipment used in mobile homes are listed and labeled for that specific purpose. This indicates that the products have been tested and certified to meet the unique requirements of mobile home applications. Secondly, it's important to properly ground all metal parts of the mobile home, including the chassis, metal siding, and metal piping systems. This helps to prevent electrical shock hazards and ensures that fault currents can be safely returned to the source. Thirdly, it's crucial to protect all electrical wiring from physical damage and environmental factors such as moisture and corrosion. This can be achieved by using appropriate wiring methods, such as conduit or cable with a protective jacket, and by properly sealing all electrical connections. Fourthly, it's important to regularly inspect and maintain the electrical system in a mobile home to identify and address any potential problems before they become serious. This includes checking for loose connections, damaged wiring, and malfunctioning components. Finally, it's essential to educate mobile home residents about electrical safety and the proper use of electrical appliances and equipment. This can help to prevent electrical accidents and ensure that the electrical system is used safely and responsibly. By following these guidelines and adhering to all applicable codes and regulations, it's possible to ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems in mobile homes. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it's always best to consult with a qualified professional if you have any questions or concerns. The goal is to promote electrical safety and ensure that all electrical systems are installed and maintained in a manner that protects people and property from harm. The NEC provides a comprehensive framework for achieving this goal, and it's the responsibility of everyone involved in the electrical industry to adhere to its requirements and promote its principles.